Significantly, the supposed foot is right where it should be, near the monastery's western side. By tradition, sleeping Buddhas are aligned with their feet pointed west and their heads east. The architecture Dr. Tarzi has uncovered fits what would be required to support a massive object oriented this way. A Buddha on the edge of nirvana, embodied in a form 1,000 feet long. Working quickly, Tarzi and his team exposed paint adorning the mysterious mound. A chemical solution heightens the colors. But now the archaeologist is on the brink of a painful decision. Should he continue excavating the supposed foot, or cover it and resume his search next year? Some of Afghanistan's cultural warriors don't have to wait to savor the fruits of their devotion. At Afghan Films, the National Film Archive, a cast of heroes takes in a show of treasures once thought lost. When the cultural legacy of Afghanistan came under attack, its vast archive of historic films became even more important. That's because many Afghan treasures now exist solely as images captured on celluloid. Yet the Taliban set out to destroy even this, the archive of Afghan films. What they didn't anticipate was that the archive staff was willing to die to stop them.
We were very upset when the minister of the Taliban brought the order to burn the films. We felt our hearts pounding. We became emotional.
Here, they burned the films here. We have the evidence. They burned them in front of me. That day, it was like a dearest friend is being killed in front of you. That day was the darkest and hardest day for us. You plant a tree to collect its fruit. We worked for our people to have the archive, and they burned it.
I became irrational. I decided to throw myself and the Minister of Information and Culture into the fire with the films. At that moment, one of my colleagues grabbed me and stopped me.
But the Taliban didn't know that the staff had handed over film prints, which can be replaced, and not negatives, which cannot. When the prints ran out, the filmmakers knew the negative archive would go into the flames.
We all had the same idea, that we had to preserve the archive of Afghan film at any price, even by paying with our lives.
But how to hide the main archive, some 2,900 rolls of irreplaceable negatives? Their plan was simple.
Come on, come on.
They hid the archive by hiding the room.
In order for no one to notice the door, we installed wallboard from here to the ceiling to here.
With the help of an electrician, we also disabled the lighting system so that the wall was darkened.
Dozens of times, religious police walked past the fake wall, never suspecting the room beyond. The rescuers' lives were safe as long as the ruse held.
The Taliban told us that even if a small piece of film was found, we will hang you or shoot you in the ditch where the archive was burned.
The Taliban minister said, if we find another film here, we will burn it along with you.
Month after month, the staff sweated through surprise inspections and the Taliban's insatiable demand for films to burn. Their countrymen assumed the archive was lost. But when at last the Taliban fell, the archive's rescuers brought the negatives out of hiding. Hailed as heroes, they shrugged off the acclaim. But they saved their Taliban-era IDs as mementos of a time when they would have given their lives for the art they love.
Even if we lost our heads, it would have been an honor and privilege. But we didn't allow our heritage to be destroyed. Why? A country which has no culture has no history.
Now, Afghan history is in the making at the presidential palace. After examining several gold objects, Victor Sarianidi has no doubt. This is the treasure he excavated in 1978. But is the gold all here? The only way to know is to open all 6 safes and catalog their contents. They have just seen a fraction of the collection.
100, 142.
But all 1978. But is the gold all here? The only way to know is to open all 6 safes and catalog their contents. They have just seen a fraction of the collection.
100, 142.
But already everyone in this room knows they are part of something extraordinary. The unveiling of one of the largest gold treasures of the ancient world. Once, this statue of Aphrodite lay upon a princess's chest.
Aphrodite is a Greek goddess, and you can see that it's a very classically inspired item. But it has some differences. The wings on the figurine are not typical for classical period. And it has a little dimple on the head, just like the dots in South Asia of Indians. So you can see in this one piece, you have this interesting local style, which shows sort of a melting pot of artistic traditions, very much a metaphor of the Silk Road being a melting pot of peoples.
On the princess's head lay a collapsible crown. Locally made, it could be broken down and fit into a saddlebag, befitting the princess's nomadic way of life.
The treasure is really important for Afghanistan because most of the pieces are clearly made here. And I think that this has some great use for the Afghan people as their cultural heritage. It's their past, and it can be their future.
Inside, today's cataloging is about to come to an end. But now at last, Victor Sarianidi can put to rest doubts he's carried for decades. His remarkable contribution to Afghan history was not lost.
For me, it's a great day. For 25 years, I thought the treasure was lost. I think it's a great day not only for me, but for all of mankind.
Bamiyan's great day, when past terrors will be redeemed, is still in the making. The sleeping Buddha may lie here under a thin layer of earth, but to preserve the object that might be its foot, Dr. Tarzi orders the site filled in.
The big fragment deserves to be studied. It's too bad that we can't continue to do so right now. But you shouldn't excavate impatiently, because things can be destroyed when you work in a hurry. But you have to have hope and dream about what might happen next year.
Though the sleeping Buddha's discovery lies somewhere ahead, across Afghanistan there is already much to celebrate. Afghans are busy building a future from pieces of the shattered past. At the National Museum, restoration is guided by the very spirits of history.
I think that the sculptor who created this with such beauty, he is here at this very moment. I always see him next to me. And why not? The lives that have passed today, their art, their knowledge, and the beauty of their country, their language, their race, all of these are evident in their art.
A nation stays alive when its culture stays alive. Our people should know what happened. They should know about their culture, about their history.
Not far away, Dr. Youssef Asefi is finding a new way to preserve Afghanistan painting. He is building an art gallery for the future.
Hopefully, we can have a gallery to attract young artists to enjoy and work better. For me, it suffices to be a good guide and provide assistance to young people.
At Kabul University, the next generation of sculptors creates art once deemed illegal. And now, there's a place for women as well as men. In Afghanistan, the past is painful, and the present calm all too fragile. But now, for the first time in generations, rescued treasures are in full view. They encourage Afghans with the strength of their past and offer hope for tomorrow.